there a way we can close that door?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's great. Like a million people flying back and forth. Hey there, this is Rob Caggiano from the band Volbeat, and you are watching and or listening to LINEA ROCK.
Hi Rob, welcome to Milan and welcome to LINEA ROCK.
Thank you.
Good to have you back. We actually interviewed you before with Anthrax, and it was at the Big Four show. So.
Oh, okay. Well, good to see you.
Thank you. So you stated that the new album, Rewind, Replay, Rebound, was meant to be something very different than anything you've done before. Of course, Volbeat's trademark is there, but there's more to it. Was that a natural progression, or it was actually conceived to change the formula, and why now?
Well, I'll take the last bit of that and just touch on the fact that there is no formula with this band. You know, anything goes, and that's one of the things that makes it a lot of fun. You know, the bottom line, what we really tried to do as a band, I think we all made a conscious decision to just speaking about what we tried to accomplish with the record, we wanted to take all the elements of the Volbeat sound and just kind of push them further, or try different stuff within that sound. And I think we did that. You know, I think we definitely ended up with an album that we're all very proud of.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem.
So, for example, like, you know, the 1950s, 60s rock and roll influence that's always been a part of this band, I think is even more authentic on this record. With songs like Die to Live, with the piano and the sax and all that stuff, I think we really captured a cool vibe with that track. Some of the stuff, like the melodic stuff, might be more melodic.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you got the heavy tracks as well. There's also the rockabilly influence. Songs like Sorry Sack of Bones, for example. I think we're kind of pulling from a lot of different places, and there's really something for everyone on this record. And even some of the songs that are really, you know, maybe a little further down the road as far as you know, being melodic or whatever, lyrically they might be heavy. And so like
Sure.
The word heavy is kind of is a thing that, depending on how you look at it, you know what I mean?
But which is the fine line, you know, for not losing your identity, but progressing, you know, at the same time? Because, you know, metal fans are very uncompromising. You know, for a band, having, you know, a signature sound like you do is an advantage. But then people, you know, expect you don't change it. You never change it. So it's like a double-edged sword in a sense.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that the response to this new album has been overwhelmingly positive. You know, but as with any band that's progressing and growing, you know, we're the type of band that doesn't like to repeat ourselves. We didn't want to do the same record we did last time, or the same record we did 10 years ago, even though it was before me. But Volbeat is always, you know, progressing. We're just getting better at our craft and what we're doing. You know, of course, with the new album, maybe some people got confused or whatever, but the bottom line is, if you listen to the record as a whole, it is Volbeat. And the funny thing is, you know, some people wrote to me, you know, where are the heavy songs? But now, like, having listened to the record for a few weeks, or, you know, however long it's been out, the same people are writing me like, this is our favorite Volbeat album, and this record is great. You know, so just give it a chance. You know, everything is there. Like, it really is. And I will say this too, and I think anyone in this band will say the same thing. I mean, Volbeat was never really a metal band.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rock and roll band with metal influences, with country influences, with punk influences, rockabilly, you know, whatever it is. And all of that stuff comes out in the music. That's the bottom line.
Being also a producer, how would you explain to people, you know, as on this album there are a lot of catchy sing-along songs, that is not selling out. It's just, you know, writing catchy songs, which is not a fault, but how can you explain that?
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is I think as a band we're getting better and better at what we do as musicians and as songwriters, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely something we spend a lot of time on and we think about. And yeah, I think we're very proud of all the songs in this new record. I mean, I've never heard anyone say that, you know, putting it in those words really. But
right.
Yeah, catchy songs, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, some of them, I don't know.
Okay, Rob, how much your personality and style influenced, you know, the last 6 years of Volbeat? You know, the American versus the three Danish men. How does it work?
Well, I mean, the bottom line is, you know, definitely we grew up on different sides of the pond, I guess.
Sure.
But we all grew up listening to the same stuff, you know. We're really coming from a similar place musically, and also the bottom line is there's only 12 notes in the type of music that we play. We're all playing the same notes, doesn't matter where we grew up or where we're from. So we connect, you know, a lot on the musical level.
I heard that this time during the recording process of the album you chose to break the routine in the studio, taking your time in between sessions. Is the new direction also a result, you know, of a different work in progress?
I don't know. I mean, that's interesting because honestly, I think the way we recorded the last record was very similar to the way we did this record, as far as the process goes. If anything, the only thing that I would say is different is we spent more time in the pre-production phase of it, in the rehearsal room, you know, working on the songs and the ideas before we actually went into the studio. So that's the only difference really, as far as the process goes.
All right.
But like I said before, you know, we just tried to make the best songs we could possibly make, you know, at that given time. Is there a way we can close that door? It's just so like,
Sorry.
yeah, that's great.
That's distraction. Okay.
There's like a million people flying back and forth.
Which was the very first time that you heard about Volbeat, and what was your first impression of a band?
The first time I heard Volbeat, we were doing a band called The Damn Things. It was like 2009, 2010. We put out a record, and we went on tour, and Volbeat was one of the bands that were nice enough to take us out on the road. And that was the first time I heard their music. You know, we just heard that, oh, this band from Denmark, and there's a lot of hype on them, a lot of excitement about this band, but we never heard the music. But yeah, when I heard them the first time, I connected with it instantly. I just heard all these influences in their sound that I personally love.
Okay.
Misfits, the Johnny Cash thing, the Metallica vibe. Like, there's just a lot of different things in the sound. So I connected with it right off the bat.
So when you got the call, actually it was an immediate decision to say yes, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we were already working on the record Outlaw Gentlemen and Shady Ladies, because that's originally what was going on. I was calling to help produce and record the record. So yeah, it just, I'm sure you know the story, but I'll say it again. It just felt really natural, and it happened in a really, really cool, organic way, I think, and it just made sense.
How do you usually share guitar parts with Michael? Because before you joined Volbeat, if I'm correct, Michael recorded pretty much all the guitars in the studio. So now, is it a different story? I mean, you also compose differently. How does it work now?
What we try to do, one of the things I wanted to do, just from a production perspective, was really make it sound like a powerful two-guitar player band. You know, along the lines of Judas Priest or Iron Maiden, you know, stuff like that. So, for the most part, I'd say 98% of the records that I've been a part of, it's my guitar on the left, Michael on the right. Left speaker, right speaker.
Like AC/DC.
There you go, exactly. So that's kind of what I was going for, and you know, we tried it out on the Outlaw Gentleman Shady Ladies record, and it worked really, really well. So we kind of stuck with that, and it just makes it sound, I don't know, the personality kind of gets bigger and a little bit heavier, I think. But as far as, I mean, there's a lot of other guitar parts. You know, there's a lot of colors, a lot of different things happening, you know, within these songs. So sometimes Michael will play a part or theme or whatever. Sometimes I'll play it. Yeah, I mean, we kind of divvy it up like that.
You work the old way? I mean, all the band in the same room, working and recording the songs, or you actually take advantage, you know, of modern tools?
A little bit of both.
Okay. Because you still live in America, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Well, I live on a tour bus, so wherever that bus is driving, that's where I live. But yeah, I mean, of course, you know, modern technology has made the recording process better and maybe easier in a lot of ways, but it's also done some damage and made things a little weirder too, in my opinion. You know, it's very easy to you know, take the life out of stuff with your computer. You know what I mean? Music is not meant to be perfect, especially rock and roll.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
You are also a producer, as we mentioned already before, but did you notice that this status, you know, of also being a producer sometimes influences your approach to recording also as a band member?
Totally. I mean, I always thought of myself as an overall musician, not just a guitar player.
Okay.
And not just a record producer, really. But I'm always kind of looking at the big picture when I'm working on songs with someone else or collaborating or whatever. I'm always thinking about how everything works together. You know, I think just as much about the kick drum pattern as I do about the notes that I'm playing. You know, so yeah, it's because it all has to fit together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's Boogie live from Telia Parken concert was a huge celebration of Volbeat career. First Danish band selling out 50,000 seats in Copenhagen. Do you remember your feeling just minutes before taking the stage?
Oh yeah, I mean,
knowing also that you were actually filming the show, so.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really stressful, nerve-wracking day, especially for me, but I think also for those guys too. Just having all their family and friends there, it's a hometown show for them.
Yeah.
I know what it feels like when I play in New York and how stressful that is. So yeah, I mean, it was definitely there was definitely a lot of stuff going on, and yeah, I mean, we were playing with Lars. It's like everyone was just like freaking out. So yeah.
Do you think that is the perfect, you know, manifesto of Volbeat live performance up to now?
I mean, I think that's a damn good one.
Mm-hmm. So.
Was it a perfect show? No.
Okay.
But it was a damn good show, and you know, we tried to pull out all the stops. Production-wise, I mean, you know, and just as a band, you know, we keep progressing and keep getting better. So.
And how did you manage, you know, all the special guests involved? Has there been any moment when you thought, you know, why we actually did organize it like this, you know, so extra stress in it, and?
No, I mean, I think all the guests were fine. You know, as with anything, stuff always goes wrong. I think there was a part of the DVD or during that show where the Danish boxer, Kessler, he came on stage and there were no lights on him. It's like, so he was out there in the dark, like, what's going on? I don't know what happened with that, but yeah, so stuff like that, you know, it just happens. You can't control it.
Okay, last question. So it's 20 years of Volbeat. Where is the band at now, and what's next?
We're in Milan.
Okay, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we just started touring for this album cycle. The album just came out in August. Rewind, Replay, Rebound, and we're really excited about it. And we're going to just take it as far as we can take it. Play to as many people as we can possibly play to. Tonight is the last show of this leg of our European tour. We have roughly 2 weeks in between before we pick it back up in Poland. And that goes all the way to the beginning of December. Take the holidays off, and then we're going to figure out the next year and the next adventure. But yeah, we're going to be out here working for a while.
Okay, I read that you had some problems on some of the last shows. Is everything solved now? Is everything
What are you
okay?
talking about?
Okay. You know, the social media, you know, had a lot of comments on that, you know, and so is everything okay?
Everything's totally okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And the tour has been great so far.
Okay. Thanks very much for your time, Rob. See you next time.
Yes.
And
Thanks for having me.
keep, you know, on rocking for another 20 years with Volbeat.
I'll try.